Our chess engine is functional, but it isn't very good yet. Today we'll make some improvements that will make our engine run about 100 times faster. Hello everyone, my name is Mike and you're watching Polymath Unlimited. In this series we are programming a chess engine from scratch in C++. In the last episode we added support for the Universal Chess Interface, which let us test our engine against other engines. In this episode we will implement an optimization called alpha-beta pruning in our engine, which will vastly improve its performance. Before we do that though, there's a minor bug we need to fix in our search algorithm. While testing the engine, I noticed that it was very bad in endgames. In fact, it almost seemed like it would actively avoid winning in certain positions. If we look at our minimax function, the very first thing we do is check to see if we have reached a terminal state. If we have, and the state is a checkmate, then we return a large positive or negative value to let our engine know that this is a winning or losing position. We also add the depth value so that mates that are found earlier in the search are prioritized, which makes it so that the engine will be incentivized to take the quickest path to victory. Here's the problem though. If we look a little further to the actual search algorithm in this function, we see that we are also initializing best score to that same large positive or negative value. This means that if a mating score larger in magnitude than this initial best score value tries to propagate up the tree, then it will still be limited to this initial best score value, meaning that when we add the depth to mate values, it doesn't actually do anything, making it so that we're not actually incentivizing quicker mates like we want. Luckily, this is pretty easy to fix. We just adjust the mate values to be less than the value we initialize best score to. With that fixed, we can get on to implementing alpha-beta pruning. This is a modification of the minimax algorithm that allows the search to prune branches off the game tree if those branches have no possibility of affecting the engine's final decision. This reduces the number of nodes the engine needs to search, which means that we will be able to search to higher depths in the same amount of time. To do this, we will add two new arguments to the minimax function called alpha and beta. Alpha will represent a lower bound for the score, and beta will represent an upper bound for the score. In other words, alpha and beta represent the lowest and highest scores we know for sure we can achieve based on the information we have gathered from the search tree so far. In best move, we will simply pass large positive and negative values for alpha and beta, since we don't know anything about the upper and lower bounds until we actually perform the search. Now in minimax, we will simply pass alpha and beta back into the recursive minimax calls to propagate them through the search tree. If we run the program now, we should see that not much has changed. The engine doesn't really seem to be any faster. This is because we are just passing alpha and beta through the search tree without modifying or using them in any way. To make this optimization actually work, we need to do two things. Firstly, we need to update alpha and beta with information we gather through the search. During the maximizing player's turn, if the score we find is greater than alpha, then we increase alpha to equal this score. This means that as we update alpha, alpha will now represent the lowest possible score that the maximizing player will allow the minimizing player to achieve. During the minimizing player's turn, if we find a score that is less than beta, then we reduce beta to equal this score. This means that beta will now represent the highest possible score that the minimizing player will allow the maximizing player to achieve. The second thing we need to do is to use our alpha and beta bounds to determine if a branch in the tree should be pruned or not. This is actually simpler than it seems. Let's examine this from the maximizing player's perspective. If alpha ever becomes greater than or equal to beta, then that means that the lowest score the maximizing player will allow is the same or higher than the highest score the minimizing player will allow. This means that this branch of the search cannot contain the true minimax value, since the minimizing player has an available response that will prevent the maximizing player from achieving a higher score. So if this condition is met, we can prune this branch of the search tree by breaking out of the loop, since this branch is no longer of any interest to us. Similar logic applies during the minimizing player's turn if beta ever becomes less than or equal to alpha. And that should now be ready to go. Let's run the program with these changes in place. We should notice that our engine is way faster now. Before, the engine would take around 10 seconds on average to make moves when searching to depth 5. Now it makes moves in less than a second. There's actually one more simple thing we can do to speed this up even further. In the best move function, we can pass the best score we have found so far in as one of the bounds, which will lead to even more cutoffs in the search. For the maximizing player, we will pass best score as the alpha bound, and we will pass it into beta for the minimizing player. Note that in general, the minimax function will not return values outside of its alpha-beta bounds. So doing this makes it so that once the real best score has been found, any subsequent minimax calls will also return that best score. This actually isn't as big of a problem as it seems like it would be though. Because of the way our best move method is structured, the first move we encounter that has the best score gets returned as the best move, so any subsequent moves that return the same score are ignored. This means that we are still guaranteed to actually return the best move. Running the program now, we should see that our engine now makes moves at depth 5 almost instantaneously. Before implementing alpha-beta pruning, our engine searched an average of about 31 million nodes during each best move call when making moves at depth 5. That same depth 5 search with alpha-beta pruning now only requires the engine to search on average about 310,000 positions. This means that the engine is searching 100 times fewer positions, resulting in our engine's search speed increasing by a factor of 100. Rather than letting all of this extra speed go to waste, we can put it to use by increasing the engine's search depth. With alpha-beta pruning in place, we can now have our improved engine search up to depth 7 in a reasonable amount of time. I tested the engine against a 1365 ELO engine in Lucas Chess. Based on the results of this test, I have estimated our engine's current strength is around 1260 ELO, a solid improvement over the 1130 ELO we were at before. We made some good progress in this episode, but we're far from done. There's lots of improvements we can make to push this engine's performance even further. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future episodes. Have any ideas for features you might want to see me add to this engine? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thanks to all of my subscribers, and I will see you next time.